So now we'll be looking at JSX. Okay. So what is JSX? So JSX is something that's probably the word you're going to see and hear a lot in world of React. So it's really important that you at least know what JSX is from a beginner's point of view. So if we kind of take a look at our welcome component that we've written here, right? So we see that a HTML is being returned. However, this is not actually an HTML. I told you in the earlier lectures as well, it is called as JSX. Why? Because we have our plain JavaScript function or a fat arrow function which is returning an HTML. So this in turn is called as JSX. Okay, it is a syntax extension to JavaScript. Yeah. So in React, JSX is something that will help you describe how the UI should look like, right? So now this hello was being rendered over here, right? Yeah, that is something that is helping you how the UI should look like. Okay. So in that case, you see that we have the h1 element, which is actually rendering your hello, right? So you see how powerful JSX is as of now. So for example, if we have to evaluate an expression, like how do you go about evaluating an expression is, let's say that you can create one more component if you want, or you could actually write things over here itself. What we'll do is I'll tell the sum of 4 and 5 is 4 plus 5. Okay, what do you see over here? Okay, what do you see? The sum of 4 and 5 is 4 plus 5. Is this what we wanted? No. What did we want? We wanted to add things, right? So if you want to add things, what we'll do is we'll wrap them within braces over here. Now we'll see the output. Do you see the change happening? Yeah. So why did this happen? So if you want to return a JavaScript, what do you say? A JavaScript piece of code within the return, we go about using curly braces, which in turn is called as your JSX. So if you want to perform any operations regarding JavaScript, you go about using the curly braces. If you don't, this is what happens. Okay, so 4 plus 5. So you don't want that to be done, right? You want this. So this is how, and you can perform any operations. Okay, JavaScript, any operations, minus, mod. These are basic operations though, but I'm just telling you, if you want to write JSX, this is how you go about writing things. Okay, so in the presentation, as you can see, what I've done is I have an element. Okay, let's copy things from here. So what I'll do is I'll just paste this. Okay, not over here. I'll paste it over here. Yeah, so we have a element variable which holds hello world, right? It's a constant which is holding. So if I want to render this over here, okay, how do I do it? Assume that I want to do it somewhere here. Can I just call element? Will this work? It won't work. Why? Because it is a JavaScript code, right? Your const element holding a variable, so it's holding some piece of text or tags in. So how do you call it? Again, same thing, put it into braces. Do you see the change? Yeah. So this is how much of JSX is powerful, right? So with just what do you say? You're trying to club your HTML and JavaScript into one. That is how much powerful your JSX is. Okay. So now let's do one thing. With that, now as of now, if you're not getting used to it, in the later stages, for sure, things are going to get easy as you go about coding things along. So now I would like to kind of highlight some differences, okay? Some differences that you have. So what are the differences that you see? First difference you might have already noticed is the class. Yeah. So class over here is a keyword, okay, in React. So you cannot use class directly. So here if you see, we have a class name written, right? You can make use of class, but it'll pop you an error. So we go about using the class name. Okay, that is one such difference. And other differences which I would like to highlight is the camel case. So if you want to write on click or any other events, you don't write it the HTML way, like the C being the smaller one. So you write it C as a caps. So that is how camel casing is offered here. Okay. So these differences you have to not worry about because you don't have to memorize them. Uh, as a beginner, you could actually go about uh, the course every now and then. And the summary onto this particular lecture would be that JSX is something that is very powerful, and it's something that helps you to club your HTML as well as JavaScript operations. And even though like the topic could be overwhelming as of now, just keep in mind that React component returns JSX, and JSX is simply a syntax extension to JavaScript. So we will be writing a lot of JSX throughout this course, so you'll get used to it even if it hasn't made much sense so far.